Hey there, amazing work at home moms, and thanks for joining us here at the Mom Desk Club. My name is Laurel. Welcome to my actual mom desk, and I'm really excited to dive into today's topic with you, all about streamlining administrative tasks. I think tip 4 is going to be super helpful for you, and I think it's going to save a lot of gray hairs, so I hope you stick around. So let's dive right in and find some ways to save your sanity and reclaim a bit of time. Let's jump in. Okay, so we all know that the administrative juggle is just never ending. Paperwork, emails, phone calls, voicemails, calls from the school, actually doing school with your kids if you homeschool. Administrative tasks are just abundant. That we haven't even started talking about personal billing. Like that's its whole other separate conversation, not to mention business billing and all of those things. So today we're going to just dive in a little bit and figure out how we can use some smarter tasks and techniques to streamline those automated situations so that we're not having to put so much brain power on them. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to jump into is digital organization tasks. Us modern moms have this amazing gift of technology. This is something that people didn't get to utilize in the past. And so I really hope that we can jump in with both feet and utilize technology for everything that it can be to help free up a little bit of mental space so that we can put that space back towards our family and towards our home, or towards hobbies or friends or anything that you really want to spend your time working on. So the first thing that I want you to do is consider using task management apps. Now, this is not a new conversation for us. We've talked about this a lot before, but I want you to consider using a task management app to create to-do lists, to keep organized with your deadlines, prioritize your tasks. It's going to help you stay organized and focused on what needs to be done. Now, if you're curious which apps are going to be the most helpful for you, I want you to jump back to some of our previous episodes where we have gone in depth on some apps that are so helpful for staying organized, keeping your calendar organized, keeping to-do lists from getting really chaotic. So we will make sure and link that down in the description box so you can go check it out. But we've definitely dove into that before. The next thing that I want you to use is calendar apps. You're going to be able to use a calendar app for scheduling, setting reminders. You can sync your work and personal calendars so that you can avoid scheduling conflicts. And it's going to help you ensure that you never miss an appointment or a deadline. Another thing that you can utilize is cloud storage solutions. Take advantage of these options. They're accessible from anywhere, and it's not only going to declutter your physical space, but it also ensures that you can work seamlessly from any device. I found that cloud storage solutions made such a huge difference when I started collecting multiple Apple products. Now, this isn't a pitch for Apple. Obviously, everybody's going to have different tools that they like better, things that work better for them. I started off with an iPad, then I ended up with an iPhone, and then from there, I ended up with a MacBook Pro, and then a few years ago for our personal business, we ended up upgrading me to an iMac. So I have an iMac on my desk, I have a MacBook Pro. It's ridiculous, so much technology. But what I really liked about it is that when you use the cloud, you can sync all of those devices so well. But you don't have to use it just with Apple. You can utilize this in Google, you can utilize this through Dropbox. Cloud syncing really helps, especially if you're working from a lot of documents. And also, the side of it that helps a lot is when you've got teams. Obviously, it helps you keep more organized when you've got lots of teams. You can keep everybody on the same page, have everybody have access to the same materials, and that way you're not constantly shuffling paperwork around and, getting mixed up. Things get mixed up really easily if you don't have a really streamlined way to keep things organized, and the cloud really helps with that. The next thing that I want you to do to help stay really organized is utilize filters and folders. By utilizing these options in your business or in your personal life, it's going to help you automatically categorize and organize your emails. It makes it so much easier to locate important messages, and it reduces the time spent sifting through a very cluttered inbox. So it might take you a little bit to get set up, but by utilizing filters and folders and having your email automatically send things into those folders, it can help so much to help you keep organized. At the very least, if you set the folders up, you can drag emails over into the folders, but you can also have your email automatically set things up to go into the folders so that you can just go check the folders as you need to, and you don't have to deal with all of that in your inbox all of the time. Another thing that you can do to help keep yourself organized, especially within your email, is to create scheduled email check-ins. So I know that it can be so tempting to want to keep your email on constant updating so that you're always remembering to check your email. I have been through that season in my life, especially when I was the one running all of the office stuff and I needed to know when people were emailing us. So in those instances, I did keep my email up where I was constantly seeing emails that were flashing through so that I could deal with things quickly. It's a service-based business, so we needed to be able to respond to people quickly. But I've also reached different stages in the business where it's so important to be able to just check your email once or twice a day, respond to those emails, take a set amount of time, respond to them, move them all where they need to go so that you know they've been dealt with, and then move on. Better yet, if you get tons and tons and tons of emails, especially if it's help related, like maybe troubleshooting related, or people are constantly asking questions that are the same thing over and over, you can create automated messages to respond to that so that you're not having to respond to the same emails over and over. Or you could hire someone and you could outsource someone to help keep up with your email. I promise it will be worth your time. Okay, so let's take a minute to dive into automation magic now that we've kind of scratched the surface of this. Automate repetitive tasks can save you mental energy and so much time. So we're going to dive into that just a little bit. This is tip number 4. This is the one that I think is going to help you the most. Automating things saves so much mental energy. I got ahead of myself, but the first thing that I want you to think about when you're thinking about automation magic is email templates. You're going to create email templates for things that you're going to respond to over and over and over. If people are asking you the same question over and over, well, first, you might want to put a frequently asked questions spot on your website and see if you can catch them before they even have to send you the email. But second, you're going to create an email template so that you don't have to sit down and respond to that exact same email 500 times over and over and over. You don't need a new response every time. Create an automated response, copy paste, send it on. Better yet, create a folder in Dropbox, put all of those email templates in there, and that way when you are ready to outsource your emails to somebody else, they can go in and they can just copy and paste those email templates out depending on which one they need. It makes it so much easier in the future when you're ready to outsource those tasks to somebody else if you can get everything organized on the front end for them. Another portion of automation magic is to use social media scheduling. If you use social media in your business, and I'm going to assume that you probably do because most businesses have to be in some form of social media at some point in their career and in their lifetime. Using automation can help so much when it comes to scheduling posts. There are so many tools out on the market right now, not only to help you with post creation, but then help you with post scheduling as well. So make sure that you are taking time to utilize those tools so that you can have a consistent online presence without being tied to your computer 24/7 or your cell phone. There are many ways to do this. I'm sure we're going to go into this more in the future, but just know automating your social media is a game changer. And if you're looking for a tool that you can do that with, the easiest one right off the bat that you probably already utilize is Canva. Canva will allow you to schedule posts. It'll allow you to create the posts. It's a really great all-in-one tool. I highly suggest Canva. They're not sponsoring me. I just have used it for a really long time and I love it. Okay, so now I want to take a minute to talk about delegating and outsourcing. This is something that I talk about a lot, so this is not a new conversation for me. But I think when it comes to automating your administrative tasks and streamlining them, outsourcing and delegating can make such a huge difference for your personal life, but really for your business life, which then affects your personal life. So we're going to dive into this delegating and outsourcing within administrative tasks because it's going to help you a lot. Okay, so the first thing that I want to discuss when it comes to delegating and outsourcing is virtual assistants. This has really picked up over the last probably 5 to 10 years. I would say the last 5 years was when I really started hearing about it. But virtual assistants can be such a blessing in your life, especially with administrative tasks where you don't actually need to do that part of your business. It doesn't need your active creativity and your imagination, and it doesn't need your leadership. It's something you can outsource and that people can do for you. And it is well worth hiring out some of these tasks because it really helps you be able to free up your mental space and focus on the core parts of your business that really need your attention. And it also frees you up to spend a lot more time in your family life. So a few ways we have utilized this in our life and in our business was we started first by hiring a virtual assistant. She's been with us for about 3 years now and she's amazing. I love her to death and she is fantastic. She also helps me edit these videos, so I'm not just telling her that because she helps edit. But She has helped so much with social media posts. She helps with formatting blogs. For a while, she was helping with admin tasks like sending content out to our team members or to sending things out to our clients. We've had a lot of different tasks that she's done in the past, so she has worn many different hats, and it has been helpful every single time. After that, we have also hired somebody who can help run specifically just administrative work. She helps, we have a real estate photography business, so she helps out with sorting images, sending images to clients, client contacts, emails, responding to text messages, responding to phone calls. This has been the first time in the 3 going on 4 years of running this business that I have actually had the mental freedom to not have to be tied to my computer all of the time completing some of these tasks. And it has been such a blessing in our life to be able to hire and outsource some of these administrative tasks. So if you're looking for a virtual assistant, I highly suggest you at least try it out. It's going to take a little bit of work on the front end because you're going to have to train them on how you want things done, how you like things to happen in your business. But just like other things in your life, like sleep training or potty training your children, once you put in the effort and you get something trained and you get somebody going on something, it makes a huge difference and it frees up so much mental space on the back end. So I highly, highly recommend looking into virtual assistants for your business if you can support that. Another thing you can do when it comes to delegating and outsourcing is utilizing family collaboration. Now, we can dive into this in a whole other way because there are ways to pay your children from your business and put it into like a savings account. I'm not an expert in this, but I'm sure we're going to be doing some researching on it, and I'm sure it will come up at some point over the next few weeks and months. But there are ways that you can pay your children for tasks that they do for you. So especially for older children, this is really a great way to get them involved, help delegate tasks, also put some money aside for them, and it also gives you an expense for your business. So it's really just a win-win all over the place. I remember a lot of times as a kid, I've come from a very entrepreneur heavy family. My grandpa owned businesses, my parents have owned different businesses, my aunts and uncles have owned businesses. So I've seen a lot of this. And I remember as a child, my grandfather owned a propane company, and it was one of our tasks. Every time we needed to send out mailers, it was our job to put stamps on the mailers, to put people's address stickers on it, to use the return stamp. That was prepping those things was completely our job, and it was a lot of fun, and we got a little bit of extra money sometimes for doing those things. And so if you can utilize your children or even nieces and nephews, anybody you know who'd like to earn a little bit of extra money, outsourcing some really basic tasks to them, even stuffing packages, any of that kind of stuff, it can be such a huge benefit to you, but it could also be a benefit to them because you're able to invest in some people that you really love. All right, as we wrap things up, I just want you to remember that streamlining administrative tasks is such a game changer for busy work-at-home moms. By adopting digital tools and mastering email management and embracing automation and leveraging the power of delegation, you're going to reclaim your time and find a better balance. I hope that you found these tips helpful. I'm really looking forward to seeing how you implement them. And if you have some tips for how you've automated and organized your administrative tasks, I really hope you drop them down in the comments because this is an area I'm sure that we are all learning how to grow and how to expand upon in our lives. And so I want to know what is working for you and what you have found really helpful. So until next time, I can't wait to see you again. Bye. All right, so we are going to be wrapping up season 2 here pretty soon. And so for the very last episode, we're going to be talking about time management tools and apps. I'm really excited to dive into this. We've talked about this before, but I'm looking at some new apps that I think are going to be super helpful for you. And so I really hope you come back and join us. See ya.